Live from Alexander Field on campus at Purdue University. It's Big Ten Baseball on the Big Ten Digital Network. Tonight, it's game one of the weekend series between the Boilermakers and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the ballpark. I'm Tommy Barrett alongside my partner, Corey Palm. It's a beautiful night for a ball game, and we should have a good matchup for you tonight. Ohio State comes into the contest at 23-18 overall, but just 4-8 in the Big Ten. Purdue, meanwhile, enters with the identical conference record of 4-8. It's a really big game for the Big Ten standings.
That's right, Tommy. These two teams are tied for ninth place, a game and a half behind Minnesota for the 8th spot in the conference standings. With less than a month left in the regular season, every win matters for these two teams, vying for a spot in the Big Ten tournament. Just the top 8 advance to the tournament in Omaha, Nebraska next month.
Ohio State comes in splitting their last 10 games this season. Oddly enough, they haven't played a Big Ten conference game in over 2 weeks.
Yeah, as fate would have it, last week was the Buckeyes' bye in conference play. They've had a bit of a quirky non-conference schedule here. The last time out against the Big Ten foe, the Buckeyes took 2 of 3 from Penn State in Columbus. In fact, Ohio State, haven't played a Big Ten road game since April 6th at Nebraska.
Speaking of quirky schedules, this is the second year in a row these two teams have met here in West Lafayette. Last year, the Buckeyes came in and swept the Boilermakers in the inaugural season in Alexander Field. So let's see if they can repeat their success here. And let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups. We'll get you the Purdue defense starting lineups right now. Starting in, and we'll give you the lineup too. At second base, Nick's shortstop, Brandon Craig. At second base, Cody Strong. Sean McHugh is behind the plate. Kyle Wood is at first. Kyle Johnson is in center field. Tez Stadenko is in left field. Jeff Evac is in right field. And Steve Maniago is at third base. Jordan Minch will be the starting pitcher. Connor Hundle will be DHing for him today.
The offensive lineup for the Buckeyes lead off with Nick Sergakis, who is at the plate here. Sergakis leads off. Ronnie Dawson bats second. Troy Kuhn is the 3-hitter. He plays third base. Patrick Porter's the cleanup hitter. There's a sharp grounder to Craig, who cannot hold it. So a leadoff base runner for the Buckeyes. Ryan LaFell will bat 5th, followed by Troy Montgomery in the 6th spot. Josh Duzzy will bat 7th. Craig Nenning is in the 8-hole, and Connor Sabinosh rounds things out for the Buckeyes.
So Nick Sargakis hit a ground ball to Brandon Craig. Brandon Craig was not able to come up with that one. So Ronnie Dawson now comes to the plate, riding on a 7-game hit streak. So Dawson has been hot as of late. Only a freshman, leads the Big Ten in conference, has the best average in the whole conference. So Ronnie Dawson comes into this game very, very hot.
That's right, 376 average on the year. 10 doubles, a triple, a couple home runs, 21 RBI, good for second on the team.
Count now 1-1 to Dawson. Told you Jordan Minch is on the hill for the Boilermakers. Jordan Minch, a very, very talented underclassman. Arguably the best pitcher on the staff for the Boilermakers. And the 1-1 is in there for a strike. So the count is now 1-2 in favor of Minch.
Yeah, the Friday night starter for the Boilermakers is Jordan Minch, and you're right, that's a pretty heady spot to be as a sophomore. He took over that Friday night starter role late in last season as a freshman.
Ball's low for ball 2. Minch has had very quality starts his past 3, especially last game against Michigan. Pitched very well. Not a lot of run support is the problem for Mitch when he pitches.
Just 1-5 on the year with a 5.03 ERA as he gets the strikeout there, first of the game for Minch.
So Minch strikes out Dawson, and that's going to bring to the plate number 5, Troy Kuhn, the third baseman for the Buckeyes, with a man on first. Sargakis is over there after the ground ball aired by Craig. So we got a man on with 1 out.
Kuhn, a 297 hitter coming in tonight. Has started all 42 games now for the Buckeyes this season. 11 doubles, good for the team lead, as well as 5 home runs. A lot of pop in that bat.
Kuhn has hit in 9 of his last 16 at-bats over the last 4 games. And Sargakis takes off for second. McHugh guns him down.
Beautiful throw there by Sean McHugh. Didn't doubt his arm at all. Got it in there on the fly. And Sargakis caught stealing for just the second time this season.
McHugh known for throwing runners out. Ohio State taking a lot of chances in the first inning. Testing McHugh early, and it didn't really work out for him.
Well, that's one thing you talk about how Jordan Minch is throwing really well of late, and no doubt they want to take advantage of an early opportunity. That one deep in the hole to Craig. And he makes up for his error to lead the inning off with that beautiful play.
Great play in the hole by Craig. So Jordan Minch gets out of the man Sargakis after the first. And we'll be back with the Ohio State lineup and the Purdue offense when we come back. Live here in Alexander Field. Ohio State not able to scratch a run in the first inning. Now starting in the defensive hole for the Buckeyes, the catcher, Connor Sabinosh, and then third baseman Troy Kuhn. Shortstop Craig Nittig. Second baseman Nick Sargakis. First baseman Josh Duzzy. In right field, Patrick Porter. In center field, Troy Montgomery. And in left field, Ronnie Dawson.
Tanner Tully on the mound for the Buckeyes brings in a 4-2 record, a 2.04 ERA, and a very impressive man. We're going to talk a lot about him as the evening unfolds. He will be facing, from the Boilermakers, leadoff hitter Brandon Craig. Number 2 is second baseman Cody Strong. Sean McHugh bats third and will catch tonight. Kyle Wood is the cleanup hitter. He is over there at first base. Kyle Johnson plays center field. He will bat fifth. Ted Snedenko hits sixth and plays left field. Connor Hudnall is the DH, hitting seventh. Jeff Evac is in right. He bats eighth, and Steve Maniago grounds things out in the 9-hole.
So leading off for the Boilers is Brandon Craig. Brandon Craig with a great play in the hole to end the last top half of the inning. So let's see if Craig can get things off. Craig has been hot as of late coming into this game.
261 average on the year, 5 doubles, 15 RBI.
Tully gets in there for the first strike of the game, so counts now 1-1. So Tully not going to walk a lot of batters today. He's very accurate. Is going to hit his spots, and Craig rolls that one to the shortstop, Craig Nittig. Great play there by Nick, going to his left, making the throw on the run to get the speedy Craig.
Tough break there from Craig. He hit that one on the button, and good job by Tanner Tully. Got his glove up, deflected that ball. That's a single to center field. Otherwise, he knocked it down just a little bit, took a little bit off of it, redirected it for Nittig. One away.
So Cody Strong does hit second for the Boilers. Takes ball 1 from Tully.
Like you said, just 4 walks on the year for Tully. That's a phenomenal number at this point in the season. And it really puts the Boilermakers in a tough spot. You want to see pitches, but you have a feeling they're going to be strikes.
Strong gets a piece of that one, fouls it back, out of play. Tully has allowed just 4 walks, and he has pitched 57.1 innings this season, and he is ranked 12th nationally with an 8.25 to 1 strikeout to walk ratio, and 8th in the nation with a .63 walks per 9 innings. So Tully very efficient when it comes to throwing against batters. And that one's high, so the count now 3-1. So all this talk about walks, Cody Strong is 1 ball away from a free pass at first base. That one's going to hit the outside corner, so full count now. Tully works his way back into this one. Good battle. Great day. Beautiful day here in Alexander Field. Full count pitch, Strong. Just like the 2-1 pitch, so 68 and sunny. First pitch was the temperature. It's going to be a nice night here at Alexander Field. And the full count. So Strong with 3 foul balls.
Really good battle there by Cody Strong. Like I say, seeing pitches from this freshman, giving his teammates an opportunity to see what he's got. There's a high fly ball to center.
Montgomery's under that one. And that's going to be good for out number 2. So Tully behind in the count early, comes back strong, flies out to Montgomery. So that's going to bring up catcher Sean McHugh for the Boilermakers with 2 outs in the bottom of the first.
McHugh come in just a hair under 300 on the year, 298 batting average. Leads the team with 18 runs and 9 doubles. Also 16 RBI in the year, and perhaps the most impressive stat for this senior is this is the 59th consecutive start that he's made for Purdue.
High fly ball out to left center, and Montgomery calls off Dawson to Dawson's dismay, but Montgomery's out there for 2 of the 3 outs in the bottom of the first, and the score is still tied 0-0 with no hits on the board. So when we come back, second inning action.
It's a beautiful day here in Lafayette. It's 68 degrees and sunny. We do have some wind, but there's a ton of people out here on the stands. Now the Boilers are closing out their 2-week home heavy stretch here against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Madeline. As we said, to top off the broadcast, it is a very sunny day. It was a little cold and windy this morning, but temperatures arised up to 68. There you see Jordan Minch getting ready for second inning action. Leading off the inning is Patrick Porter, right fielder. Patrick Porter, very big arm out in right field. Not a lot of people have tested his arm because of his reputation, so we'll see what happens on maybe any kind of fly ball or anything like that. But at the plate, Porter hits .250, 17 RBIs on the year, has hit a home run, and a lot of extra base hits. So Patrick Porter leads off the second. First pitch swinging, and Maniago is there to capture that one in his glove to the left.
We saw Maniago midweek action against UIC. Had a couple of errors the other night. Good test there, and he was all over that one.
Maniago, a senior walk-on from Indianapolis, worked his way into the lineup. That's going to bring up Ryan Leffel, the DH. Leffel hits .329, notched home some RBIs, couple extra base hits. Top to bottom, this Ohio State Buckeye team is very solid.
They are, no doubt, 5 games over 500 on the year. It might seem surprising that their Big Ten record's not better, but when you look at who they've played in conference, they win at Nebraska. They had 3 games at home against Indiana early on, and those are 2 of the top 3 teams in the conference.
The count is 3-1. And that's a free pass. So Leffel gets on base easy with a walk. Minch, not normally known for walking batters, but he does like to work fast. So sometimes that working fast draws him not to be in his zone and can sometimes get wild. So that's going to bring up Troy Montgomery to the plate, the freshman, Mount Vernon High School, with a swinging bunt and Strong runs into the umpire.
Tough break there for the Boilermakers. Cody Strong was playing that one aggressively, and third base umpire Jason Stidham, who is up the middle as the situation dictates, and you see it here. Cody Strong, definitely would have had to play probably at first, and then even possibly to second if that one broke a little bit differently. It's going to be ruled a hit. Just a very unfortunate circumstance for the Boilermakers.
So Montgomery is on to first. Porter is at second. Brings up Josh Duzzy.
Duzzy hitting .233 on the year. 18 RBI and another opportunity here with just 1 away. That was a great bunt. Incidentally, a really well-placed bunt by Montgomery. It hung up but tailed away from Minch. Minch didn't have a play on it.
Second pitch to the at-bat is low, so the count is 1-1. And sometimes Montgomery would want that ball to go a little deeper down the line, not right at Minch, but it was able to get past Minch. That was the big thing about that bunt.
The other thing with Minch being a lefty, he's falling away from where that ball was placed.
Exactly, so he wasn't able to get back in time, so the ball was already past him. So the count is 2-1, 2-1 to Josh Duzzy with one down in the top of the second. Two-one pitch. That one's going to be outside, so Minch
seems a little bit rattled right now. Like you said earlier, doesn't walk a ton of guys, but he does average about 2.5 walks per outing. 25 walks on the year against 38 strikeouts coming in. He's got one of each so far tonight.
Does he 233 on the season? And he's going to get a hold of that one. That's going to be in the left center gap. That's going to easily score Montgomery from first. Montgomery with great speed on the base pass. So Josh Duzzy strikes first for the Buckeyes with a big double into the left center gap. Minch held that one right over the heart of the plate, and Duzzy just got a great piece of hitting. Take it away, Corey.
Yeah. He jumps all over that when he saw that big gap out in left center field, and that's one thing about this ballpark. It's a pitcher's ballpark. It's big, it's deep, but because of that, it provides big gaps in the outfield sometimes, and the Buckeyes able to find one there.
So big one-out double by Josh Dezay. Brings up Craig Ninnig to the plate, shortstop. And Minch starts him out 2-0. So Minch likes to pitch a lot of first pitch strikes, but has been struggling early in this game to find the zone early. And that one's going to be low for ball 3, so a 3-0 count to Ninnig with Dezay on second.
Netting batting just 206 on the year. So normally somebody that Jordan Minch would come right at, and there he does on the 3-0. The important thing for the Boilermakers is to get out of this inning without further damage. One out, a runner still in scoring position, and the top of the order right around the corner.
And the 3-1. That's going to be deep into center. As you said, a very long ballpark here at Alexander Field. 408 dead center, 368 in the left center, right center gap. So not a lot of balls will travel out of here. So Ninnig flies out to Johnson, so brings up Connor Sabinosh, the catcher, the number 9 hitter, with 2 away in the top of the second.
Sabinosh, it's about almost 330 on the year. Limited action, just his 18th start of the season.
First pitch once again is low. So Minch, in the first time through the lineup, has not thrown first pitch strikes, so has had to come back into counts.
One thing you're going to get when you do that is a early high pitch count. It's not something you want to see on a Friday night from your Friday night starter, and what's hoping, if you're Doug Schreiber, to be a very competitive series. You want to be able to ideally take your starter deep and then have your pen available for the weekend.
The 1-1 inside to Sabinosh.
Minch already approaching 30 pitches here in just the top of the second.
Dezay stands on second, waiting to get some action from Sabinosh. And the 2-1 ripped into center field. Dezay's going to keep going. Johnson couldn't hold on to that one. That one's going to be ruled a hit.
Absolutely, right back up the middle, and Minch, it missed him by a couple of inches. Dezay he had the green light all the way around third. Johnson, a throw home, may have had a play, but you can't assume that they would have got him. So no error given to Kyle Johnson on that play. The Boilermakers find themselves in a 3-0 hole, and we go to the top of the order for Ohio State.
Nick Sargakis is at the plate now. Back in the top of the first, he grounded over to Craig. Craig couldn't hang on to it. Was ruled an error. And the 0-1 pitch. So Minch finally finds the zone on the first pitch of the at-bat. Sargakis.
Another great hit, by Sabinosh. Ohio State really seeing the ball well right now coming out of Minch's hand, and they're making very good contact.
One of the main reasons I think Dezay scored is because there was 2 outs, and right on contact, Dezay was running, no stopping, no anything, so he got a great jump off the bat. So the 0-2, they're running on McHugh again, and he's going to get him out.
Wow, with a throw to the shortstop side of the bag, a great play by Cody Strong to reach back across. Fantastic pace on that throw by McHugh, and the Boilermakers deliver with their second thrown-out steal attempt. But Ohio State does some damage with 3 in the top of the second. Purdue will try and answer when we come back.
Bottom of the second action on campus of Purdue University. Ohio State strikes first, getting 3 in the second off the big double by Josh Dezay. They were able to scratch home another one from Connor Sabinosh, but Kyle Wood at the plate, and hard ground ball, but Tanner Tolley was there to snag that one, so Wood is out off a great hit.
Sometimes that's just how the breaks go. That one hit squarely right back up the middle. We've seen a couple of those from Ohio State just get past Jordan Minch and be trouble. That one, Tully able to snag it on reflex, and Purdue sees an out recorded. So it just so far in the early going, that's been the breaks for the Boilermakers.
Center fielder Kyle Johnson now at the plate. It's going to be called for strike number 1. Johnson, 233. 13 RBIs on the year. Couple extra base hits, and now he's down 1-2 to Tanner Tolley.
Johnson didn't see a lot to hit in the game their last time out against Illinois Chicago. Walked 3 times.
Johnson gets a piece of it, but that one's going to go out foul past the first base. Spectators, a lot of fans here on Friday night action, mainly due to the weather and the great baseball atmosphere. And the 1-2, Johnson over to third base, Troy Kuhn, fires across the diamond to Josh Dezay, and for out number 2. So Tanner Tolley, 5 up, 5 down.
And that'll bring up Ted Snedenko. Snedenko hitting 184 on the year, 14th start of the season.
He was out due to injury, was out in left field, dove into a fence, broke his nose, so Snedenko back in the lineup. He has been for the past couple games. So let's see if he can get back into the swing of things. And once again, over to Kuhn. So 3 up, 3 down for the Boilermakers. Tanner Tolley making slight work of the top of the lineup for the Boilers. So top of the third action. When we come back, score still 3-0 in favor of the Buckeyes.
Welcome back to Alexander Field. Now, tonight's game is very important for both the Boilermakers and the Buckeyes. Currently, they're both tied for 9th in the standings. It'll be a crucial game, a crucial series moving forward. Back to you guys in the press box.
Thank you, Madeline. Top of the 5th action. Connor Sabinosh will lead off for the Buckeyes with a 3-0 lead.
Madeline touched on how important this series is for 2 teams that are tied near the bottom of the standings. You wouldn't think it carries that much weight, but there's just 3 weekend series left after this one in conference action, and every game truly matters for these teams battling for one of the final spots in the Big Ten tournament. Just 8 teams will advance to the tournament. And it's one of those years in conference where anybody can be had. We've seen, coming into the season, everybody thought Indiana was going to be head and shoulders above the rest of the league. Well, they lost a few games early and went from top 5 preseason in the country to out of the top 25. They've rebounded pretty well, and an 11-1 conference record put them in the driver's seat for the top seed right now, but you never know once it gets to Omaha.
Minch working on Sabinage. 2-1 is the count. So Minch working fast.
Sabinage a single and RBI and was caught stealing back in the second to end that inning.
2-2 pitch. Sabinage gets a piece of that one. Let's see if it's going to fall into fair territory. Just foul.
That ball just kept tailing away from Jeff Evac and only missed being in play by about 5 feet there.
Coming off of a right-handed batter. The ball will tail away. If he was on the left side, the ball would tail away to the left side of the field. So Evac shading over a little farther, not playing down the line, and Sabinage out to Johnson. So out number 1 is an easy fly ball from Sabinage. Brings up the top of the lineup, Nick Sargakis.
Sargakis has reached a couple times, although he hasn't yet recorded a hit today. He got on an error and then drew a walk.
So Sargakis seeing Minch for the 4th time. One time got taken out in the middle of his at-bat. We talked about it. Sabinage thrown out. So he has seen a lot of pitches from Minch as he's on to that one, but Minch leads in the count 0-2.
Good job by Jordan Minch to get ahead in this count. Haven't seen that from him too much today.
0-2 pitch. Way out of the zone there. The 1-2 to Sargakis. Sargakis. Craig with the great play, but was not able to finish the play. Way to stop the ball, though, by Craig. Just couldn't get up and throw Sargakis out. So it's going to be counted as a hit.
And I think rightly so. It was a good job by Craig to get there. It would have been a phenomenal play, and you can see there he just couldn't quite get his base under him to make that throw. Wise to hold on to it there, not sky mail one into the seats and put a runner in scoring position.
So Dawson flings it up to Craig, and Craig makes the great play. Gills goes up and gets it, and then Sargakis is caught looking. Thought it was going to go to the outfield, and Sargakis is going to be called out. So the double play there by Craig to end the inning for the Boilermakers, and they're going to come to the plate. Kyle Wood's going to lead it off when we come back. Live on campus, Purdue University, Ohio State. Ronnie Dawson, Brandon Craig was able to make the play, leaping up, and you see Dawson's reaction. Robbed him of a hit there, did Brandon Craig.
That was great reaction there by Dawson, who's had a really rough day at the plate. Can't catch a break. He hit that one on the screws, and Brandon Craig made a nice leaping catch, and you stated it perfectly, I think, Tommy. On first, Sargakis absolutely just caught watching. He was halfway between first and second and couldn't get back fast enough.
I was always taught, ball on a line, you freeze. Sargakis wasn't able to do that and was caught in the middle of nowhere. The first pitch to Wood, fouled back. So Tully still cruising. 0-2 now to Wood. Wood's going to have to take the bat off his shoulders because Tully is very, very fine on his pitches. Wood fouls back another one. 0-2 the count.
And again, what gets me with Tully so far is his efficiency. 40 pitches through 4+ innings. so far. Anytime you average less than 10 pitches an inning in a start, you're doing something right.
Tolley has thrown a lot of balls, maybe because he's ahead in the count, so he has to waste some pitches. But there's the first hit of the game for the Boilermakers as Wood lines that one into right field. So scratches one on the hit column. Does Kyle Wood.
And not the first time Tully's taken a no-hitter to the middle innings. He had one in the 7th at Nebraska earlier this year in a game that he actually ended up getting a no decision in, as hard as that may be to comprehend. The Boilermakers would love nothing more than to push a couple across and put him in the same spot here this evening.
So Kyle Johnson now at the plate with a man on first. Johnson takes ball number 1 from Tolley. So let's see how the Boilermakers react after the hit by Kyle Wood. You know, the Boilers have hit Tolley, but nothing has fallen until that one.
Johnson grounded out to third his last time up. Not only is it the first hit of the game, it's a leadoff single, which is very important for this team too. So they've got 3 outs this inning to try and do something with it.
The Boilermakers missed Kyle Wood after being suspended for 3 games. So Johnson just over the head of Kuhn. So that's going to get a little bit of momentum for the Boilermakers. Man on first and second now, back-to-back hits for the middle of the lineup. Always what you want from your 4 and 5 hitters, to have a good on-base percentage. So Ted Stadenko now comes to the plate after back-to-back hits off of Tolley.
Stadenko grounded out to third also to end the second, his only time up, and comes up in a real chance to make some noise here for the Boilermakers. Runners on first and second, no outs.
Took the words right out of my mouth, and Stadenko squares the bunt, but going to be called foul. So Kuhn plays in from third base. Nenig cheats the middle, maybe hoping for a double play ball.
And Sabinosh wants to make sure that his freshman hurler's ready for what's coming. I like this strategy call by Doug Schreiber, and the defense answers, like you said, in at the corners.
Make Ohio State make a play. Tolley into Stadenko. Stadenko grounds it into Kuhn, but
perfect placement down the third base line there, and forced the Ohio State 3-bagger Troy Kuhn to charge and make the play, thereby assuring all the runners would advance without a problem. So 1 away and 2 in scoring position for Connor Hudnall.
Hudnall being put in this position for a couple of RBIs, has 18 on the year, leads the team in RBI, so not shy to be aggressive with men on base.
He popped out in foul territory his last time up. Takes a called strike there. Nice breaking ball in the outside corner.
Tolley starts him off with a strike, so we'll see how the rest of the bat plays out. Hudnall wants to be aggressive here and swings. That one's going to be out of play, so 0-2 now to Tolley. 0-2 now. Tolley leads Hudnall. So Tolley not backing down with men on second and third, going straight at Connor Hudnall.
Hudnall thought he had one to drive there, just got under it a bit too much.
So with 1 down in the bottom of the 5th, men on second and third, the 0-2 pitch to Hudnall. Hudnall just slaps at that one. Made sure to get a piece on that one to stay alive with this battle going on. Hudnall trying to work Tolley into a couple more pitches that he needs to throw to him. And the 0-2 again. Just outside for ball number 1.
It looked an awful lot like the first pitch Hudnall watched for a called strike, and I'm sure Tully would have loved to have it. Instead, it is a ball, 1-2.
So Hudnall with men in scoring position. Drives that one to left. Dawson's out there. Dawson throws in, and he's going to be safe.
Good aggressive base running there by Kyle Wood. He was going all the way, and it was a solid throw by Dawson from left, who still he's the one Buckeye who can't catch a break here this evening, as he sees a perfect throw to the plate, just not be in time for Kyle Wood. The Boilermakers able to push one across, 3-1 now in favor of the Buckeyes.
If you look at the outfield for the Buckeyes, that would be the person you want to hit it to is Dawson with the, you could say he has the weakest arm out there in left field. So good placement there by Connor Hundle. Brings up Jeff Evac to the plate, takes ball number 1.
RBI number 19 on the year for Hudnall. Evac still with a runner in scoring position. He grounded out the shortstop his first time up.
Evac, deep fly ball. That's Montgomery chasing.
That's trouble for Montgomery. It's off the wall. Evac around second, going to third, and he'll get the wave home. Going for an inside-the-park home run is Jeff Evac, and he will be across. An inside-the-park home run for Jeff Evac ties this thing up at 3 apiece. Oh, my goodness.
Great piece of hitting there by Evac. You see it. He knew it was a deep ball. Montgomery going back, but he runs into the wall. He didn't know where the wall was in this deep park. That ball is gone in most college stadiums except for this one, probably 408 into center, and he slides into home for the inside-the-park home run to tie this game at 3. So the Boilermakers have life, momentum.
One of the rarest plays in all of baseball there, the inside-the-park home run. Great job by Evac. And once again, one thing I love about that player, as a true freshman, he comes in and he was sprinting out of the box and what looked like it could be a routine fly ball to center. He was sprinting to first and just never put the brakes on all the way around because you never know. And that ball just kept carrying, and you sort of feel for Troy Montgomery out in center field. He's a very good ball player, and like you say, Tommy, maybe just a little bit confused by the dimensions of this park, and the Buckeyes pay the price for it. Purdue knots it all up at 3.
The wind carrying helped that ball, and Maniago now at the plate 0-2, but has fouled 2 balls at this at-bat. So great piece of hitting there by Jeff Evac to tie this one up at 3. Maniago, the 0-2, fouled back behind us.
First home run of Evac's career. RBI is 4 and 5 on the season. He's known as a speed guy, and that's how speed guys get home runs.
Exactly. You don't see it a lot, but when you do, it's probably going to be the fastest guys on the team. And Maniago chases that one out of the zone, but not before the Boilermakers could scratch home 3 of their own in the bottom of the 5th. So we're going to the top of the 6th, and this one's tied up. We'll be back. BTN goes where you want, when you want it. With BTN to Go, presented by Auto Owners Insurance, watch the network on your computer, tablet, or smartphone. BTN to Go is now available to all major subscribers who receive BTN through their cable, satellite, or participating video providers. To learn more, go to visit btntogo.com. Also available in the App Store or Google Play. So the Boilermakers scratch home 3 after the big hit there by Evac. Long fly ball hits the bottom of the wall, was able to come back into center field. Montgomery had to chase it, and with the speed of Evac, that was an easy inside the park home run after he rounded second base.
It's funny that you're right. It's as strange as that sounds. Evac had it all the way. He never even thought about stopping, and the throw wasn't close.
No, not at all.
It got back to the infield, but a perfect throw doesn't get him. That's how ahead of the game he was. First pitch swinging. And
whoa! Great play there out in right field.
Why not? Jeff Evac, it's your night. It's your world. We're all just living in it right now.
Great hit there by Troy Kuhn, but Evac was there to make the save going to his left. Another great play. We've seen that before by Jeff Evac out in right field making diving catches, and there he is again. So Evac hits the home run in the bottom of the inning, the top of the inning comes out and makes the first play.
Usually when you see it on SportsCenter or Big Ten Network tonight, it's the other way around. You make a great defensive play and then come to the plate.
That one's going to be a long fly ball, but Ted Stadenko is out there in left field, so the good vibes are flowing for the Purdue Boilermakers. Evac with the great play maybe made Stadenko think about that one, and he goes back and makes the play. So 2 up, 2 down after great pieces of hitting for the Buckeyes. Let's not take that away.
We made a point to say it through the first 3 innings. Ohio State was getting all the breaks. Every ball that had to be an inch to the left was there, and every ball that didn't quite get through seemed to be off the Boilermaker bats. The tables have turned. It's a fickle game, and
game of inches.
And those inches seem to be going the way of Purdue at the moment.
Fouled out of play. This is Ryan Leffel at the plate. Faces Minch. Minch has thrown 2 pitches before this, 2 great plays. Strike number 2 in there.
I get so excited I spilled a Coke on myself.
So the 1-2 now to Leffel. Just outside. Needed that one, Minch did.
Boy, Minch wanted that one, and it looked awfully close.
So the count now 2-2 with 2 outs. Leffel. That one's going to get through, so a 2-out single by Leffel. Maybe try to start something up. It's going to bring Troy Montgomery to the plate.
Important here for Minch and this Boilermaker team to respond well. Sean McHugh understands that, so he goes out. First base runner in a couple innings for that's not even true. They've had base runners each of the last 2 innings. It's weird when your pitcher only faces 3 guys in an inning. We've had a couple double plays the last 2 innings.
You think a lot more people, you think nobody really is getting on, but great plays out there by the Boilers. 5-4-3 double play to end the last inning. So Minch making work of the Ohio State Buckeyes after they get on base. That's not normally how it really goes.
No.
You make work and not let them get on base, but after they get on, maybe Minch is becoming more comfortable.
And again, it may be a situation where the defense starts to feed the offense. Now the offense comes up with some things, and we've seen some great defensive plays again. So this Boilermaker team very confident right now, and Minch has done a great job recovering after a shaky start.
Montgomery gets a line of that one, and 3 great plays there by the Boilermakers. In the top of the 6th inning, Cody Strong there to make that play to end the inning. So Evac out in left field, or in right field. Stadenko in left field, and Strong all making great plays. We're going to the bottom of the inning when we come back to Alexander Field. All tied up here at Alexander Field. You see the great shot. That's Brandon Craig. He's going to lead off the inning for the Boilers. Bottom of the 6th now. Still facing Tully, so the score 3-3. Craig trying to get something going for the top of the lineup. Fouls back to first pitch.
Craig has grounded out to his counterpart twice. The Lawrence Central product out of Indianapolis. 2 ground balls to short so far tonight.
Ball 1 outside. 1-1 the count. Tully and Craig trying to battle it out here. Who's going to strike first after both 3-run outbursts? Ohio State hasn't been able to cross home plate since the 2nd inning, and Purdue coming off the momentum from last inning. So interesting rest of this game we have in store for you live on the Big Ten Digital Network.
Basically, it comes down to a 3-inning sprint. Well, what we hope's a 3-inning sprint. Tully just missed outside there and brings it in just enough to get the called strike 2.
So full count to Brandon Craig. Craig flies into left, but Montgomery's over there with ease. Flies that one. So 1 down now for the Boilers.
Montgomery covers a lot of ground there.
You can always hear from BTN personalities, get programming information, and so much more. Follow BTN on Twitter and Facebook today.
Cody Strong comes to the plate. Strong 0 for 2 with 2 fly balls to Montgomery out in center field.
Ball 1 high. One down. Now that one's going to be called for a strike on the outside corner. 1-1 the count with one out. Strong. Just called foul. And now he points. Oh, still going to be foul. It looked like he pointed that it was fair after he called it foul.
That was confusing. The third base umpire, Jason Stidham, who's having a tough couple innings here after getting in the way of Cody Strong fielding a few innings ago. Now he threw his hands up in a foul motion, and then I'm with you. He pointed fair. So just a bit confusing. I'm not sure. Maybe he was pointing.
I
don't know what he was doing.
Maybe he pointed like it was just foul. Couldn't see up here from the press box, but 1-2 now. Tolley to Strong, but Strong rips it right back down the left field line, but Dawson is there. Dawson covers a lot of ground. Got that one with ease, so Strong flies out after the confusing play. Now Tolley's going to face Sean McHugh. Sean McHugh having a great day behind the plate. Has 2 putouts. Let's see if he can get something going. 2 flyouts to the center fielder Montgomery. So let's see if he can get something going.
And as you say, that 7 fly balls to the outfield, 7 outs recorded on flies to the outfield. The Boilermakers really making good contact, just not quite getting a break. One hopper across, not enough to get McHugh. We'll see.
Ninig not able to get that one.
And that'll be an error on the shortstop on the throw, Craig Nenig. He one-hopped it, which really made it a very tough play for Dezay to come up with over there at first. The Boilermakers 2 outs, runner on first. We'll see if Kyle Wood can make them pay for that error. Wood got everything started last inning with a single to lead things off, came around to score.
Tolley throws over to McHugh.
The Boilermakers just 3 hits on the evening. They've made them count.
The first pitch to Wood called strike. So Tolley working with a man on base after Nenig's error. So each team now has an error on the day. And Wood just misses that off-speed pitch.
Way out in front was Kyle Wood there. He saw a fat changeup coming at him. Looked like a fastball.
So the 0-2 now. Tolley is in the driver's seat. Just outside.
You want to waste one if you're Tully there. He got a little close to the zone for wasting it. That was a good pitch. Smart by Wood to lay off it, but I don't know that I'd have been able to. Snap throw over to first. McHugh able to get back underneath the tag. Just 3 of 6 on the base pass this year is Sean McHugh.
The 1-2 and takes off, but not before Wood can fly out to left field, and Dawson is there. Back here, Alexander Field. 9th inning action. That's going to bring Patrick Porter to the plate to start it all off for the Buckeyes in the 9th inning. Fouls back the first pitch.
Porter 0 for 3 on the day with a couple infield flies and 1 to left.
The 0-1. Minch still in the game, going the distance as it seems for now. We'll see how that affects this inning.
Well, you go back in time an hour and a half. There's no way I would have ever dreamed Jordan Minch would be still going in the 9th inning.
After early walks, early balls, so Minch doing a great job. Maybe the best outing of his season, but Cody Strong gets that one, but he can't make the transfer to throw it over to Wood, so that one's going to be ruled a hit for Patrick Porter.
Tough play to make there by Strong. He was ranging to his left, and it's very difficult when you're on the apron and right to get up from your knees and make that play. Can't assume he would have made it even if he'd held on to the ball.
Saw an inning before Sargakis make a great play at second, but Ryan LaFell, the DH, squares the bunt. So Ohio State trying to play something of small ball, maybe scratch home this run across, move him over, get him home. So LaFell still squaring the bunt.
1 for 2 with a walk and a single.
Way to come back from that one. 1-1 the count.
It's probably his most important at-bat of the evening if he's able to pull off this sac bunt.
Always want to get your bunt down, make the defense make a play here. So we'll see what happens if he is able to get the bunt down. And that one is going to be fouled back. LaFell not doing a good job of getting it down. Maybe his bat is not at the certain angle. Always want at angles, you want to be up in the front of the box so you can be able to steer the ball. So 1-2, you would think he's swinging away.
Maniago will back up at third. He's playing at normal depth now. Playing the averages.
1-2 from Minch. Ripped into foul territory.
That one just over the heads of all the spectators here in attendance. The crowd, if anything, has grown a bit. It's shaping up to be the nicest weekend weather-wise so far this year in West Lafayette. Expecting big crowds all weekend long.
1-2 from Minch, just high. So
smart there by Minch to go upstairs and see if he can get the batter to chase.
Maybe his eyes line up. We saw Connor Hundle do that earlier in the game. So 2-2, no outs. Man on first. Porter takes off, swings. McHugh just thrown high. That one's going to get into the outfield, and Porter working his way to third. Johnson's throw just late, and that's why you try to change things up. You want things going so you don't get the bunt down, but you're able to get your man to third base off an error.
Throwing Eric on McHugh here as his ball sailed. Not only that, but the way that it went too high, it took Strong out of the play, and Craig was backing him up just in the wrong location. So that ball trickles all the way out to Kyle Johnson, allowing Porter to scoot around to third without much incident. So runner at third, one away.
Montgomery steps to the plate. 0 for on the day.
McHugh's thrown out 2 steal attempts today, and usually you go 2 for 3 as a catcher. You're feeling pretty good about yourself, but
not when one gets away like that.
When that one gets away in the top of the ninth, McHugh's going to be thinking about that when he closes his eyes tonight.
Excuse me. Montgomery is 1 for 3, had that bunt single in the first inning. So he's going to step to the plate with 0-2 now to him. He's going to have to get one across the infield, but not able to. Goes down looking, does Montgomery. Great pitch there by Minch to go right at Montgomery. No balls given up in that at bat. So 2 down now.
Minch, who's not been overpowering at all, well, most of the night, has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters. And they're going to put this one on. They want no part of Josh Dezay. Intentional walk to Dezay. And here's where you got to be careful with that intentional walk with a runner at third.
So
just playing catch out there.
After this, presumably, that's where sometimes it happens like that. You don't ever want to say just go on, but
just what I alluded to there.
You don't want to throw one in because that's going to end up in the outfield possibly. So ball 4.
Minch put a little bit extra on that one. So some extra mustard on that ball. Dezay was 2 for 3 on the day with a double, a couple RBI. No sense in risking that when Nennig is on deck, who hasn't done much of anything yet. 0 for 3, a couple flyouts and a double play.
So man on first and third, top of the ninth. What can you more ask for Friday night baseball on the Big Ten Digital Network? Great weather. Now first and third.
2 away.
First pitch, Neged squares the bunt, maybe the suicide squeeze possibility, but called for strike number 1.
It's an interesting tack to go with 2 away. You got to be perfect up the line. 0-1 now the count on Nenig. Just misses outside.
One the count. Man on third. Anything that's going to get through the infield will score a run.
High fly ball.
Popped out of play.
He takes it to 1-2.
Porter on third. DeZay on first. Porter, remember, reached to third on the air. Crowd into it here in the top of the 9th. Minch steps off, trying to refocus. Big pitch here.
No sense in doing anything you're not comfortable with at this point if you're Jordan Minch. Here's the 1-2 to Nenig.
Porter takes off, and he gets them out. Jordan Minch
Strikes out the side after giving up a couple base runners. Gets his team out of a jam, and we head to the bottom of the 9th, all knotted up.
9th inning action. Big Ten baseball, Big Ten digital network. Pair of threes on the board for the run column for both teams. Both scratched home 3 runs in 1 inning. Ohio State did it in the second. Haven't been able to score since. And Purdue was able to get 3 home in the 5th inning. Ohio State out hitting Purdue 7-4, but doesn't matter now. It's the bottom of the 9th. Number 17, Sean McHugh, the catcher, after the error in the top of the inning. Let's see if he can redeem himself. Nobody was able to score, but this is where big plays are made.
3-4-5 due up for the Boilermakers, exactly how you would hope it to be if you're Doug Schreiber.
Lakin's still on the mound.
McHugh reached on an error his last time up.
Lakins came into the game last inning, went 1-2-3, so McHugh trying to get something, and he gets a single up the middle. Always good to get the leadoff man on in a tie game in the 9th, so that's going to open up a lot of options for Doug Schreiber and what he wants to do this inning.
Here's an omen if you're Purdue, hopefully a good one if you're the Boilermakers. It's only the 2nd inning all night they've gotten the leadoff hitter on. The only other time it happened was that 3-run 5th.
We'll see what happens as Kyle Wood, the first baseman, steps to the plate.
Wood 1 for 3 on the night, squaring to bunt, making no mistake about it.
Wood gets it down.
Perfect.
That's going to be maybe, and he drops the ball at second base, so
that is
man on first and second now. McHugh over to second on Wood's bunt.
Let's take another look at that. It looked like they had McHugh dead to rights over there at second as that ball got up the line a little bit too quickly from the bat of Kyle Wood. They would have had him unable to come up with it. There was Nenig.
Yeah, Nenig couldn't hang on, so first and second now. Nobody out. Kyle Johnson comes to the plate. Big opportunity. You would believe anything into the gap will score.
The error actually there given to the catcher as that throw taking away from the bag. That, like you say, 2 on, no outs.
Johnson squares the bunt. He gets it down, so.
And that is a beauty. That's going to be trouble. They just get Kyle Johnson at first. So
Johnson has speed.
The runners advance.
So we have second and third. Wood on second, McHugh on third. Couple pair of bunts to get these runners into the position. Not about hits nowadays for the Boilermakers. It's all about production and timely hitting. So this is where timely hitting comes into play. Ted Stadenko steps to the plate.
Stadenko singled his last time up. Laid down a sac bunt the time prior to that. So he's had a successful day at the plate. And they will put him on, getting the force out in effect at every bag. First base is open, so you put Stadenko on. The only problem is Connor Hudnall is on deck. He's already got a sac fly tonight.
Anything you would believe in the outfield would score, but remember, Montgomery and Porter have big arms out in center and right field, possibly two of the best in the whole conference.
So McHugh's at third. Woods at second, and Snedenko makes his way down to first.
So, ladies and gentlemen, Friday night baseball. Bases loaded in the bottom of the 9th inning. That's going to bring Lakens to a conference with the whole infield.
And they'll be joined by head coach Greg Beals, fourth-year head coach at Ohio State. Interested to see if Beals goes with a pitching change here. Got a man up in the pen. And Doug Schreiber takes advantage of the opportunity, calls all three base runners over to him. The one person who didn't join him, of course, is Connor Hudnall.
I think it's because Connor Hudnall knows his job. He knows he's going to have to put this ball deep in the outfield or get the ball on the ground.
Put it in play.
Put it through the hole, because that's going to score the winning run, possibly for the Boilermakers.
So
he already has a sacrifice fly, as you mentioned, to Ronnie Dawson out in left field.
The Buckeyes stick with Lakin. Travis Lakin's on the mound. His game to win or lose right here.
Lakin will face Hundle. First pitch to Hundle. Hundle swinging. If it's foul, and it's going to go foul. If it was fair, would have won the game for the Boilermakers.
That one foul by a good 8 or 10 feet down there. Hudnall gave the crowd a thrill for a second and a half. And nice job there by Dawson. Tosses that ball up into the crowd.
0-1 count. Lakens leads Hundle. So Hundle trying to be the hero here. 0-1, Hundle fouls back.
Hudnall leads the team in RBI. He's got 19 on the season.
One scratched home.
Looking for number 20. Here, the 20th would probably be the biggest of the year for the senior. Designated hitter.
So 0-2. Lakens leads Hundle here. And the 0-2 pitch.
Just misses.
Just outside for ball one.
Jeff Evek on deck. He's the star of the night so far with the inside the park home run back in the 5th. He'd love nothing more than to not have to bat here in the 9th.
1-2 pitch. Comes. Hundle might drop. Dawson is there. Act like he was going to go was Sean McHugh, but Dawson playing in and has speed, so was able to get that one with much ease.
Well, that ball it just didn't have the distance. There's no way that McHugh was ever going to go. Dawson had to know that as well. He came up with a good throw, but it wouldn't have mattered regardless. Evak now to the plate, 2 away. Bases still juiced. Now,
we'll see how Evak goes about this at bat. Hit a home run, and then the next at bat squared to bunt. So Evak pulling out his bag of tricks here. First pitch from Lakens to Evak. Just high. So ball number 1. Remember, a walk will win this game as well. So Evak can be very selective to Lakens.
Good job checking his swing there. Sort of a defensive posture from Evak. McHugh 90 feet away.
1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, bottom 9, bases loaded. And he squares the bunt. The suicide squeeze. Evak. Great pick over there by first baseman Josh DeZay.
That was a fantastic play by the Buckeyes. They really kept their composure. Sort of a quirky call from Doug Schreiber trying to go for it, go for broke here. Evak lays down a good bunt, but they get him by a step and a half. We're playing extra baseball when we come back.
Back here, extra baseball for you on a Friday night. 3-3 is the score. Evak tried to get home the game winner on the squeeze, but Great play there by Lakins. Even better pick over there by Dezay. Dezay having a great night from the plate and now saves the game over there at first. Got a beautiful shot there on the back drop. There is a new pitcher for the Boilermakers after Jordan Minch goes 9 innings. Matt Gibbs, number 27, comes into the game.
Gibbs, a redshirt junior from Columbus, Ohio. How about that? Playing the Buckeyes. He's a Columbus native. 1.44 ERA on the year, a 2-0 record in 12 appearances. This is lucky number 13 for Gibbs. He's gone 25 innings, 15 hits, 5 runs, 4 of them earned. He's walked 9 against 14 strikeouts. And opposing batters hitting just 174 against Gibbs this season.
First batter Gibbs will see is the catcher Connor Sabinosh. Sabinosh has a hit on the day, 1 for 3. He's going to try to get something going in extra innings for the Buckeyes. He is the 9-hole hitter, so after him, Sargakis and then Ronnie Dawson in order for the Buckeyes in the 10th.
Final numbers on Minch. 9 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs. They were all earned. He struck out 5, including 4 in the last 2 innings. He walked 4. 130 pitches thrown by Jordan Minch, and the poor guy's got nothing to show for it.
That's the worst. So Gibbs' first pitch of the night is a strike. 0-1 to Sabinosh. Sabinosh swinging.
He was a bit behind that one. Gibbs bringing some heat. Sabinosh could not catch up to it.
0-2. So Gibbs comes in, 2 pitches, 2 strikes. The 2-strike pitch, way out of the zone upstairs.
Upstairs is right. McHugh made every effort to catch it. He didn't need to.
Sabinosh trying to get on as the leadoff man with nobody gone here in the first, or in the 10th. So Minch, great outing, but as you said, nothing to show for. Now Gibbs is in control for the Boilermakers.
And really the same could be said for Tully, the starter for the Buckeyes. He went 7 strong and gets a no decision out of it as well.
We have a good battle going on with Sabinosh versus Gibbs. Not making it easy for Gibbs to come in and get any outs.
Just missing inside.
The 2-2 count to Sabinosh. And that one's high, so Sabinosh works his way back into the count. 2 full. So Gibbs, first batter, he has a full count. And he walks the first man he sees, so that's going to get interesting in the top of the 10th here as Sabinosh gets on with a full count pitch walk.
And really, Sabinosh did a nice job battling back there. He fell behind. And we'll have a pinch runner now for the Buckeyes as Sabinosh comes off. Jake Brobst. Jake Brobst comes in on the base pass. A little bit more speed, and every inch counts. So we go back to the top of the order. Nick Sergakis. Sergakis, he's reached 3 times. He's got a single, a walk, and reached on an error.
He squares the bunt, and he gets it down but foul. First baseman Kyle Wood charging, trying to make a play there. Way to be aggressive. But Sargakis is down 0-1 in the count. Let's see if he wants to try and square around and bunt again.
Sergakis is probably going to think twice about bunting after that one went so far to the bad side.
And he squares in the front of the box, and he gets hit on the helmet.
A foul. And he will take his base. Let's take another look at that. So he squares the bunt.
And he gets hit right in the head.
Absolutely, just right in the head. That was Sargakis, good that he's okay. That ball just plunked him right. Well, that helmet did its job.
That's exactly right.
So now 2 on, no outs for Gibbs. And boy, this is just not what you needed if you're Coach Doug Schreiber. You bring in your relief pitcher, and my goodness, the first 2 guys get on with free passes.
You could second guess taking Minch out, but with over 130-plus innings, you don't want to do that to your sophomore lefty.
130 pitches, and it's, he was pitching his best at the end, but there it is again from our home plate angle, or our center field camera.
So Dawson comes now to the plate. He's going to square around to bunt, trying to get it down, just foul.
And a good job there by Maniago eating that one up in foul territory before it had a chance to do something crazy like hit a pebble and go fair.
So Sabinosh on second. Sargakis on first after the hits batsman. Dawson once again squares the bunt, but Gibbs keeping him honest over there on the base paths. The lefty Dawson will once again square on the 0-1 count. Just outside for ball number 1. So Dawson being particular on his ball that he's going to try to get in play and move over the runners to second and third for a better option for Troy Kuhn. The 1-1 to Dawson. He can't get it down.
Got a piece of that foul.
Head plate umpire signal fly or foul ball. So now 1-2 the count. Interesting to see if Dawson will square around once again. Presumably he might be swinging. And he is just outside, 2-2.
This is the 5th extra inning game the Boilermakers have played this month. The good news is they've been here before.
Just low for ball number 3, so another full count. Gibbs to Dawson. Remember, before this game, Dawson was hot, so let's see how the momentum from previous games carries over to this at bat right now. The 3-2, swung on and missed. Dawson goes down. Big swing there, but now there's 1 out with a man on first and second. Troy Kuhn now at the plate.
Dawson now 0 for 5 in the night with a couple strikeouts, and this one can't end soon enough for him. McHugh making signals to his infield. Don't want any mistakes at this point. And now Coach Doug Schreiber will come out and have a talk with his relief pitcher, Matt Gibbs.
Mike Lutz, number 23, comes into the game for the Boilermakers.
Lutz 1-5 on the season, a 5.54 ERA. This is his 24th appearance. Got roughed up a little bit in his last time out. That was Wednesday against UIC. He relieved Connor Podkul. Lutz went 1 2/3, gave up 3 hits, 3 runs. 2 of them earned walks. 1 struck out 1, and was not the pitcher of record. So certainly hoping for a rebound effort here from Lutz are the Boilermakers.
He will inherit 2 runners. And that one's going to be down in the dirt. His first pitch, and McHugh's there to throw him out.
Sean McHugh having a great night behind the plate. That's the 3rd runner he's nailed on the base pass tonight. Sort of an aggressive move by Ohio State, and one that they're going to regret. That ball in the dirt, and the runner was going. Sean McHugh had him by a solid step.
Jake Probst running 2 away now.
And just a runner at first.
Best way for him to come in and inherit 2 runners and just take one out on the first pitch.
I'm sure that's just how they drew it up, too.
So 2-0 to Kuhn. Gets the first strike.
Boy, you bring in Probst on the base pass as a pinch runner, and that's a worst-case scenario.
So Sargakis is still over at first, and he throws over to him. Keep him honest. We'll see what happens now as Kuhn is ahead in the count 2-1. But remember, there is 2 outs, and Sargakis on first. The 2-1. Lined into right. Sargakis with 2 outs, took off on the pitch. He's going to get over to third.
And boy, how big is that that play by Sean McHugh now. Runners at the corners instead of one in for the Buckeyes.
So we're going to – that's just being aggressive at times. You don't want to be aggressive. And now Patrick Porter, number 3, steps to the plate, the right fielder. So he's going to have a chance now with 2 runners on. First pitch inside to Porter.
What's the old rule of thumb? You don't want to make the first out or the third out at third base. You don't really want to make the second out there either most of the time.
So man on third. Porter just needs to squeeze one into the outfield. And he's going to be ahead of the count. 2-0, good hitters count. So let's see if Lutz tries to bring one into the zone. Don't want to go down 3-0 when LaFell's on deck. And he's going to be outside again. So 3-0 now to Porter, making this game a lot more interesting as the night wears down.
Boy, Lutz trying to get the batter to chase instead of throwing strikes.
Let's see if Porter is swinging on 3-0, and he does. Is it going to get down? It is not. Stadenko slides in for out number 3 in the 10th, so we're headed to the bottom of the inning, still knotted up at 3. Let's see if anything gets going for the Boilermakers. We'll be back with bottom of the 10th action. Welcome back. Alexander Field, extra inning baseball. The baseball was already free for watching. Now we got some more free baseball for you. Maniago's going to lead it off in the bottom of the inning.
Maniago has
for the Boilers.
Struck out his last 2 plate appearances. Brandon Craig on deck.
Maniago with speed, so don't be afraid of. He's not afraid to put one down. Lakin's still in the game for the Buckeyes. Maniago gets a piece of one, but that one looks like it's going to go foul into the children over there.
Scramble is on the mad dash for that baseball. Certified Rawlings Big Ten baseball.
1-1 to Maniago from Lakins. Once again, fouled up. That one's going to be out of play. Same spot.
Mentioned this is the 5th extra innings game for the Boilermakers. They've had 9 games this month, either decided by 1 run or go into extra frames. Definitely take a lot of comfort in that if you're Doug Schreiber. You know that this is a team, it's a young team, it's playing better the last month. Just got to start winning those close games and
nasty
take the bat off your
knuckleball.
shoulder.
A nasty curveball in there by Lakins to get Maniago looking. So last 3 at-bats for Maniago, 3 Ks. Now coming to the plate, Brandon Craig, the shortstop, 0 for 4 on the day. Trying to get something started in extras, maybe. Extra baseball will be more kind to him.
He's 0 for 4, but he's hit the ball on the button the last couple times. Fly balls to deep center and right. A couple sharp grounders to short as well. He's just unable to find the hole in the defense.
Good pitch there by Lakins, but it misses. So 1-1 the count to Craig.
Lakins has gone 2 1/3 at this point. He's looking very good.
Big swing and miss there by Craig. So Lakins has the Boilermakers number here. The 1-2 off speed into the dirt. 2-2 with 1 down in the bottom of the 10th. Craig fouls back the 2-2 pitch, so the count will stay at 2-2. once again fouled back.
Infield
So
playing.
Craig working Lakin's pitch count.
Infield playing pretty deep on Craig, a 2-2 count. We've seen Doug Schreiber call for 2-strike bunt attempts. It wouldn't have to be perfect to get Craig on.
And Craig goes down swinging. So Maniago and Craig strike out in the 10th inning. That is now 3 Ks for Lakins in 2 2/3 work. Cody Strong now steps to the plate with 2 outs in the 10th.
Strong, the victim of a great defensive play his last time up. He's 0 for 4 this evening.
That one is going to get into right field. So a 2-out single by Cody Strong. That one just over the head and glove of Nick Sargakis.
Sargakis needed to be about a foot taller on that one to have a play.
So Sean McHugh now comes to the plate. He was at third base in the 9th. Wasn't able to come home safely, but now he has an opportunity to get Strong over with 2 outs in the latter part of this game.
Strong 2 steals on the year.
McHugh have a great day behind the plate, 3 for 4 in putouts.
He was trying to take that one yard.
Swings through that one. Remember, this game can end on 1 swing, so McHugh knows that in the back of his head.
McHugh's actually reached his last 2 times. He got on an error.
Strong back safely, so keeping him honest over there is Lakins. Trying to work with something with 2 outs here in extra innings. And that one's going to be just inside, as it seems. So 1-1 the count to McHugh. Fans still loyal. They're excited for extra inning baseball, as are we. In the 1-1.
Upstairs, little chin music.
Chin music, exactly. So McHugh takes the lead in the count, 2-1. That one's going to get down too, so looks like it might get into the gap, and Strong's going to get to third. McHugh's going to stop at first. He's waving him home. Strong in home, and he's going to be called out at the plate. Strong trying to score home from first with 2 outs in the 10th, but a great relay by the outfield and a great tag put on by the catcher. Take another look. Strong rounds third, tries to dive home, but there he is right there. It's a good call. Throws him out.
That was really Doug Schreiber giving him the green light the whole way. Strong did a nice job of cutting off the angle coming around third. He didn't waste any time in taking a big wide round. He comes straight down the line. The one place that throw could miss was up the third base line, and that's exactly where it was. It played right into the hands of the catcher, Sabanos. Connor Sabanos makes the grab, applies the tag, and the Boilermakers come up empty. We head to the 11th, all tied up at 3. The Boilermakers just miss out on a great opportunity in the bottom of the 10th. Let's take another look at that play. It was a well-hit ball to the gap in right center field, and on his horse was Cody Strong trying to come around. Perfect relay and a great tag applied there by the new catcher for Ohio State, Aaron Gretz, who came in without any of us knowing. Noticing up here in the broadcast booth, Gretz with the tag holds on. Strong just unable to come across. And with that said, we go to the 11th. Both teams looking for the advantage. Lutz still on the mound for Purdue.
Leffel steps to the plate to lead off the 11th. DH walked to get on his only appearance on the base pass. The 1-1 from Lutz. On its way. Calls for strike 2. So a big momentum shift possible for the Ohio State Buckeyes after that relay. We saw it earlier after a home run. Good play there by Strong out at second base to range out to his left, show off some of his range.
Good job by Strong. It's always tough to make sure you get your mind right when you head back to the field. You've just got, about 90 seconds to turn around and refocus, and Strong in the right position there makes a good play. That brings up Troy Montgomery. Tim Montgomery is a world-class sprinter. That's definitely not the center fielder for Ohio State. Troy Montgomery.
Montgomery now faces the 1-0, fouled. Looks like it's going to get in play still, but Maniago couldn't judge.
He overran it. He wanted to make sure he got to the wall, and then the ball came back on him.
So now the count is 1-1 to Montgomery. Montgomery was able to get on in the second inning off an infield bunt. After that, hasn't reached base yet. Now leads in the count 2-1.
Interesting rally cap situation there by the Buckeyes. I guess you do whatever it might possibly take. If they come back and win this thing, we're going to have to make sure they don't take those cones with them.
Might be a common trend for the Buckeyes in later games. Montgomery gets the 2-1, but swings through it. So Troy Montgomery, the freshman from Indianapolis, Mount Vernon High School. That's going to be a high chopper to second. Strong, quick play, and Montgomery is called out. Let's check out how close that one was. Montgomery, big chopper to second. Strong, head down, he's running.
Good job hustling up the line.
Looks like the throw just beat him. A step before.
It was bang, bang over there at first.
So 2 down now in the 11th.
Certainly right in front of the Ohio State dugout. They weren't real happy with it.
Josh Dezay steps to the plate. Big day. 2 for 3 with a walk. Now the Boilers are throwing to him. Had an intentional walk in the 9th. Dezay swings through that one. So let's get Dezay on the fastball low. 2-1 now the count. Lutz versus Dezay. That one's going to be outside. Looks like an off-speed pitch.
Dezay 2 for 3 with a walk, a single, and a double.
Big day for Dezay, especially
Hey, that rhymed.
back in the second. Ball 4. So back-to-back walks for Dezay.
You know, in the bottom third of the lineup, the last time he walked intentionally and wisely so. This time, 2 away, bases empty. Not the worst thing in the world to give him a free pass.
Brings up Craig Nenig. Nenig 0 for on the day. 2 down in the 11th. Squares around a bunt, but ball's going to be out. On deck is Aaron Gretz. Hasn't seen an at-bat today. Remember, he came in for Sabinage. The 1-0 from Lutz.
Nice pitch.
Nenig was not squared around a bunt on that one, so the 1-1 is the count. 2 down. Dezay on first. Not a lot of speed, so don't expect anything too drastic. Nenig, let's see if he went. And he does say that he went around fully, or at least enough for a called strike. No appeal.
It was a very late ruling by the umpire there. 1 and 2, regardless.
So 2 down from Lutz. The 1-2 to Nenig. just outside, so 2-2.
Good pitch there by Lutz. That one was close, but definitely outside.
The rally caps are over on the Ohio State bench. They're hoping something. Grounded to Craig. Craig comes and gets it. Nega, who has speed, and he calls him out. So back-to-back calls for the Buckeyes. They're not agreeing with it.
That one looked a little bit more definitive than the last one, but either way, let's take another look. Runner coming down the line, and well, the first base coach got in the way of our angle. We'll just have to assume it was correct. Anyway, the Buckeyes do nothing at the top of the 11th. The Boilermaker's going to try and end it when we come back.
Bottom of the 11th action, Alexander Field, great backdrop. You see, it has become nighttime, lights on, extra inning baseball.
Good crowd continues to hang with us, and what a gorgeous sunset. If you're ever thinking about visiting West Lafayette, that's what sunset looks like 365 days a year, I promise.
So it's getting interesting now.
Oh, brother, it's been interesting.
As Kyle Wood steps to the plate, but it's even more interesting as we enter the bottom of the 11th inning. Purdue 1-4 in extra inning games all time at Alexander Field. Not a lot of experience, brand new park. And the longest game here is 12 innings. So let's see what happens tonight, or especially in this bottom of the 11th, as Kyle Wood takes the first pitch strike.
Wood has reached twice tonight. Last time he got on thanks to a throwing error from the catcher.
1-1 now the count. So Lakin's trying to overpower, possibly, bringing a lot of heat on that last one. The 2-1 to Wood. Wood gets a piece of it, but that's one going to the parking lot. Watch out, cars.
Lakin's the longest outing he's had this season. It's 3 2/3 innings, and that was back in March at Oregon State. Something to keep an eye on.
Rounded up the middle.
He's at 3 1/3 now.
Wood grounds out. Play made easy by Craig Nedig. So one down in the bottom of the 11th. Let's see if Kyle Johnson might try to get something going.
Johnson, a single all the way back in the 4th inning.
A lot of these players had hits earlier in the game, so they've kind of gone dry.
Excuse me, that was the 5th. He singled and scored.
Johnson swings through that off-speed pitch. Good decision there to throw the off-speed first pitch to Johnson. Keep him guessing. 0-1. Another off-speed, but that one's going to be in the dirt. So Johnson faces Lakins with the game on the line here. That one's going to be called on the outside corner for strike number 2. So Johnson being particular on his pitches, but he's going to have to take the bat off his shoulders. The 1-2. Strike 3 swinging. So 2 up, 2 down now for Lakins. Looks like we got a pinch hitter for Ted Stadenko. Number 26, Jordan Lewis, steps into the box for Stadenko.
You were calling for Jordan Lewis earlier tonight, and you're going to get your wish.
I was. I watched him hit batting practice just out of the corner of my eye, and I watched him put a ball halfway onto the soccer field, so maybe Doug Schreider noticed that as well. First pitch in there for strike number 1.
Lewis in limited action this year. He did get the start Wednesday night against UIC as the designated hitter. Went 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored.
So 0-2 now the count. doesn't look that comfortable to me in the plate right now. Maybe the nerves of the bottom of the 11th inning, the 0-2. Rung them up, did Lakins. So 1, 2, 3, easy inning by Lakins. We're going to the 12th inning. We'll be back with the top of the 12th inning. Welcome in. We got 12th inning action on the Big Ten Digital Network. Replacement Connor Sabinosh. Aaron Gretz steps to the plate, the left-handed hitter. Fouls that one dangerously out to the crowd. So,
boy, yeah, that one just missed a couple people by a couple feet.
Before this inning, we saw Jordan Lewis come in for Tez Sedenko. Now Jack Amaro replaces him in left field. So Amaro getting some action out in the left. Now the gloves are on the top of the heads for the Buckeyes over there. Trying to get something going. The Buckeyes are, from the dugout, not putting really a lot of work in on the scoreboard.
No, it's been
quiet since the second.
It's been a while.
Fouled back 3 straight pitches does Gretz, being aggressive in his first plate appearance.
In fact, as we look at the scoreboard, it doesn't look like the Buckeyes have scored at all. We keep advancing. Of course, there's 10 slots on the scoreboard, and since they scored all their runs back in the second, those have cycled off.
Quietly disappeared. So the 0-2 low to Gretz.
A lot of that has to do with Jordan Minch really coming on, settling down, and the defense giving great effort on several occasions behind him. That was a nice breaking ball from Lutz. Just missed.
Lutz wanted that one for sure. The 9th hole hitter right now, Aaron Gretz, replaced Sabadosh, as I mentioned, on deck. Top of the lineup, Nick Sargakis. Gretz still swinging, staying in the battle. So the 2-2 pitch is a coming. Gretz finally gets one in play to Maniago. Maniago over to Wood. Steps on first. Good reach there. One down in the 12th.
Good job by Maniago staying on that ball. It's a long throw across the diamond from third to first, and Wood adjusted well as that was a good 2-man effort.
Sargakis, top of the lineup. Once again, Sargakis is his 6th at-bat of the day.
Officially 1 for 3 with a walk.
Flies out to right. Might be a little deeper than you thought. Off the wall. Kind of had some hidden power, didn't Sargakis? Off the bat, it looked like it might have been a routine fly ball, but the wind is dead silent here at Alexander Field, but that one got to the wall. Double with 1 out did Sargakis. So
yeah, I think Evac thought what you thought, that that ball was going to settle down like most fly balls do in this ballpark.
That's what I was.
And it just kept going. Right at the end, it looked like it might clear into the bullpen.
That's what I thought too. So Dawson comes now with a man on second with 1 down, and he's still hacking up there.
Man, oh man,
he wants it so bad. 0 for on the day.
0 for 5, 2 strikeouts. Tough day for Ronnie Dawson.
Remember, 376 coming into this game. That batting average definitely dipped after this.
Not accustomed to this kind of effort, and all the Ohio State fans out there saying, well, that just means he's due.
Let's hope if you're a Buckeye fan. So a little bit of speed on the base pass for Sargakis at second. So don't be surprised if he's waved home on a shallow single. That one's going to be high.
Just missing.
1-1 now to Ronnie Dawson, the left fielder. Dawson trying to tie him up. Lutz in the pitch. Swings through that one again. Dawson just not very comfortable here at Alexander Field for this first game. Maybe something something will calm down for him in the second or third. That will be tomorrow, but right now it's 1-2 with an out in the 12th. He's going to get a bat on the ball over the right side, so gets over Sargakis. Dawson might not be happy with himself for a hit, but moves Sargakis over to third, so something will happen. Possibly maybe a pass ball can score him. Good there. Good piece of hitting there by Dawson.
Sargakis now 90 feet away with the go-ahead run, and we've got a timeout being called by Coach Doug Schreiber for the Boilermakers. It looks like he might be going to the pen here.
And he is.
He's talking it over with home plate umpire. And
there's double barrel action in the Purdue bullpen. Looks like number 33 is out there.
Joe Eichmann.
Joe Eichmann.
Been a favored reliever for the Boilermakers this year, has Eichmann. No motion to the pen yet, so Schreiber wants to talk with Lutz and see what his big righty has to say. Now Mark Winters will come out and break him up. Time to fish or cut bait, coach, and Schreiber will stick with Lutz. Lutz has gone 2 1/3 so far. 2 hits and a walk, surrendered. He's right at 40 pitches on the evening.
So we have 2 down, top of the 12th. Sargakis got a nice 1-out double. Then Dawson moved him over to third, so 2 outs now.
First pitch swinging.
That is Troy Kuhn, number 5. He's playing third base tonight. Played very well over there. Had a lot of ground balls. He's trying to put one ahead now for the Buckeyes. That one's going to be outside, so good play there by McHugh to stop a run from coming in. Like I said, a pass ball will score Sargakis because of his speed.
1-1.
That one's going to be outside as well. So Lutz misses outside now, brings Kuhn ahead of the count in 2 balls, 1 strike.
Kuhn 1 for 4 with a walk today. And at this point, with first base open, Porter on deck. Be interesting to see if Lutz plays this one safe.
3-1 pitch to Kuhn. In there. Lined over the third base dugout. Just into the fans. Hopefully everybody's all right over there. And now we have a full count with 2 outs.
Crowd trying to rally their pitcher.
Grounded. Craig. 6-3. That's going to get him out. So hold on with us. We got the bottom of the 12th coming. Purdue will try to win it once again. For the Boilermakers, remember he had a sacrifice fly to score home a run back in eternity, it seems.
I think that was last semester.
So now he's down a strike. Lakin's still in the game for the Buckeyes.
Lakins is, and you know, why not? He's absolutely dealing out there on the mound.
0-2 to Hundo, and he rings him up on 3 straight pitches. So Lakin still knows how to bring the gas, and he's thrown about 4 innings.
He's got that's his 6th strikeout in 4 1/3. And Jack Amaro coming to the, no, that's not correct. My mistake. Jeff Evac at the plate. Amaro came in as a defensive replacement in left field.
So Evac, remember, had that inside the park home run, exciting play in baseball. But ever since then, that was the last time the Boilermakers scored. So the dry streak has continued along for about 7 innings, and Evac gets the breaking ball, chops it over to the shortstop, and then fires it over for out number 2. Now the third baseman comes to the plate, Steve Maniago, 0 for on the day, 3 Ks and a ground ball.
Tomorrow's first pitch got moved from 2 o'clock to 5:30 because of the Purdue Grand Prix race. I just hope we're done by then.
it is going to be a long night at the ballpark, especially because this one has the potential to go as long as it ever has here. But Maniago, that's going to be in shallow right field, and he's going to scratch home his first hit of the day. Hopefully, the Purdue faithful think something might come of that.
Patrick Porter gave a nice effort and really did a good job. He didn't sell out too much, tried diving in futility and give up extra bases there. So just a 2-out single from Maniago, but back to the top of the order for Brandon Craig. Craig's not had a day to write home about, you'd say, but really a chance to be a difference maker here.
Maniago does have speed over there on the base path, so with 2 outs, 2 outs especially, something can get going with his speed.
Boy, and Lakin knows that too, as he's already thrown over twice on Maniago. 5 steals in 6 attempts. Right back up the middle for Craig. He finally finds a hole. The Boilermakers with back-to-back singles.
Maniago scoots over to second, and that's sometimes what happens, you know, timely hitting. And this is another opportunity for the Boilermakers because this ball can get to the outfield by Cody Strong, who's now up to plate. That will win it because Maniago has the speed and capability to get around. It just depends how the ball is played.
Strong singled his last time up. That's his only hit on the day, 1 for 5.
Dawson out there playing deep in left field, so maybe a shallow single could score. The first pitch too strong. Upstairs for ball number 1. So intensity climbing at Alexander Field.
Like we said, this is the longest outing of Lakin's career. At 4 2/3 now, he's at 60 pitches on the game.
The 1-0 to Strong. Maniago takes his lead at second. That's going to be outside for ball number 2. So a hitter's count now, 2-0, with McHugh standing, wanting to get his piece of the game maybe on deck.
Still no action in the Ohio State bullpen.
The 2-0 to Strong. Maniago
That had him dead to rights.
gets picked off at second. Too big of lead out there for Maniago. Great spin move there by Lakin to pick off third baseman Steve Maniago at second, and this game is still tied going into the 13th inning. We'll be back with that action. Top of the 13 on a nighttime. Maniago, look how big that lead is, and Lakin, perfect toss, perfect placement. And Sargakis is over there, came in late to pick off Maniago. That ball needed to be at one place in one spot, and Lakin's guided it in there.
Boy, this is just you can tell this is almost it's clearly a play that's called by the defense. Everybody on the same page, and like you said, that ball, he threw a strike right in there exactly where it needed to be. A good job covering by the second baseman for the Buckeyes, and Sargakis makes the grab, makes the tag, and just like that, the Boilermaker threat is nullified.
So Patrick Porter now leads off the 13th with a rope into right field, but Cody Strong is there for out number 1. Good play, made that play a lot easier than it really was. So 1 down in the 13th. Now number 12, Ryan LaFell comes to the plate, walked in the second, scored a run. Ever since then, got a hit in the 6th, but hasn't been able to get on since.
Much remains on the mound for the Boilermakers. He's gone 3+ innings now in relief. You don't usually bring somebody on in the 10th and call it middle relief, but that's where we're at this point.
Outside, ball number 2. So count now 2-1 facing the fill. Inside for ball number 3. The hits are tied up at 9 apiece. Ohio State was leading the game in hits for most of the game, and then Purdue got back-to-back hits before Maniago was picked off, so affected the hit count. fouled into the third base dugout. So Ryan LaFell faces Lutz with a 3-2 count.
I just realized we've been saying his name wrong all game. It's Leffel. Ryan Leffel. Sorry about that, Ryan. Sorry about that, Ryan's mom and dad.
And Ryan Leffel gets struck out on a full count pitch by Mike Lutz.
First K of the day for Lutz.
So 2 down now in the top of the 13th. Brings up Troy Montgomery. Has been cold since the second, which of most of the Ohio State Buckeyes have been. Purdue's pitching staff really honing down on the first pitch strikes and the calls. Montgomery gets it in the second. Strong makes the play, but Montgomery's going to be called out on another close play. He's been the brunt of a couple close plays over there on first base.
That was another great play deep in the hole by Strong. And again, it only happens if the pitcher's doing what he needs to do, hustling over to first base. Good job, Cody Strong, and good job, Mike Lutz. We go to the bottom of the 13th.
Still tied. At the bottom of the 13th action. Good breaking ball there by Lakins to start off Strong.
Lakins is 5+ now.
Strong fouls back the second pitch for 0-2. So Strong needs to get something going for the benefit of all the fans in the stands. Longest game in history now recorded in Alexander Field history. 1-2. Strong fouls off another. So Strong battling with Lakins as he's trying to wear down Lakins, but as you said, has thrown 5 innings.
Everybody's been here for more than 3 hours at this point. Might as well send the home fans home happy. Although
1-2.
Say that there's an awful lot of scarlet and gray out there in the stands too, with Columbus being less than 5 hours by car from West Lafayette. A lot of Indianapolis and Indiana natives on this roster as well.
The 2-2 is high, so 3-2 now is the count to Cody Strong. First batter of the 13th, and Strong deep to left center. That's going to get over the head of Dawson. Dawson picks up, and Strong walks in easy with a 2-out double.
No-out double.
With a no-out double.
A leadoff double for Cody Strong, who's quietly putting together a great second half to this game. A single and now a double.
Well, when you play 13 innings, you get about 6 or 7 at-bats, so you have the opportunity to get at least one good hit, as Strong does to lead off the 13th.
That'll bring up McHugh, who's 2 for 5 on the day.
I'm guessing McHugh might lay down a bunt, as head coach Doug Schreiber loves to play small ball.
Kyle Wood on deck, followed by Kyle Johnson.
Looks like they're going to intentionally, they're going to intentionally walk him to open up the double play opportunity.
Also opens up a force at third. That's the smart play. And then you take Sean McHugh, this senior leader. You take the bat out of his hands, essentially.
On deck is Kyle Wood, the first baseman.
Wood that went awful close to
being
a mistake.
Yeah, might have called that one a strike, but 3-0. And the fourth pitch will send him down. So Kyle Wood now on base. Or Kyle Wood now on the plate.
Wood.
Sean McHugh went down there to first base.
Wood 1 for 4 with a run scored. He also reached on an error last time up.
So a big at-bat here for Kyle Wood to possibly end this baseball game. I know you guys like free baseball, but at some point it's going to have to end. And Wood looks like he's going to square to bunt. Pulls back on ball number 1. So a good strategy to free open first base if Wood can get this bunt down.
And Cody Strong wants to be careful out there at second. He saw a teammate picked off while he was at the plate last inning.
Wood squares again. Pulls back, slashes right over the head of the third baseman, Kuhn, and they're going to test Dawson. Dawson's throw is in, and it's going to be just late, and that's going to be the game. Cody Strong scores the game-winning run on Kyle Wood's hit over the third baseman, Troy Kuhn's head, and Cody Strong very happy after that no-out double to lead off the inning. Check out the slash. Wood knows he hit it over, and Dawson's arm is not good enough.
Great job there by Wood, showing bunt, pulling it back, and chopping. That made the difference. The third baseman was charging in on the grass already, and that one, you couldn't have planned it better. Kyle Wood couldn't have taken that ball and placed it any better with his hands as to where that came out.
We have a great game. Had a great game here at Alexander Field. Went 13 innings, but Kyle Wood was the hero in the bottom half of the 13th to score. Cody Strong, after his great double down the left field center gap. That's going to be all that we have for you tonight. Once again, we want to thank you for tuning in to the Big Ten Baseball on the Big Ten Digital Network. And the Boilers pull out this victory